Hi, I'm Sarah, your host for today's story, and oh, do I have a tale for you. It's a story about family, sacrifice, and learning to stand up for yourself. Today, I'm diving into the story of Erica, a woman who thought she was giving her sister the gift of a lifetime, only to have it thrown back in her face. The title of this story? It goes like this. On my sister's birthday, I revealed a gift that I thought was perfect. 12 months of rent paid in full for her brand new apartment. But instead of gratitude, she tossed the envelope aside, demanded something better, and told me to come back in a year with a real gift. Stunned, I walked away without saying a word. A week later, she was evicted. Let's dive into this emotional roller coaster and find out how it all unfolded. Let me introduce you to Erica. She's 32 years old. A dedicated college teacher with a heart of gold and a work ethic that just won't quit. She earns a decent living, not rolling in wealth, but enough to cover her bills and have a little left over for herself. Recently, she achieved something huge. She bought her own apartment, complete with a mortgage that she's proudly managing. Every month, she sends that payment to the bank, and while it's sometimes a stretch, she's making it work. It's a milestone she's incredibly proud of, a symbol of her independence and years of hard work. But Erica's life isn't just about her own accomplishments. She's got a family, parents, and a younger sister named Maya, who's 22 and fresh out of college. Maya just landed her first job, which sounds like cause for celebration, right? Well, hold that thought, because there's a lot more to the story. See, Erica's life has always been shaped by her role in the family, a role that's been anything but easy. There's a 10-year age gap between Erica and Maya, and when Maya came along, everything changed. Suddenly, Erica went from being the cherished only child to the responsible older sister, almost like a second mom. By the time she was 12, she was doing laundry, cooking dinners, and keeping the house in order. When Maya started kindergarten, guess who was there to pick her up every day? Erica. When Maya moved on to elementary school, it was Erica walking her to school in the morning and back home in the afternoon. Their parents were always busy, working long hours or caught up in their own lives, so the responsibility fell on Erica's young shoulders. Erica, can you help Maya with her homework? Her parents would ask. Erica, Maya needs new clothes for school. Can you take her shopping? Erica, can you watch your sister tonight? It was always something, always another task, another expectation. Don't get me wrong, Erica loves Maya. She's her little sister, after all, and none of this was Maya's fault. But over time, the weight of those responsibilities started to wear Erica down. It wasn't just the tasks, it was the feeling that she was never the priority, never the one who got the attention or praise. Maya, with her bright smile and carefree spirit, became the golden child, the one their parents doted on, while Erica was left to pick up the slack. When Erica turned 18 and headed off to university, it felt like a breath of fresh air, a chance to finally live for herself. She threw herself into her studies, earned her teaching degree, and landed a job at a high school right after graduation. A few years later, she moved up to teaching at a community college, where the pay was better, the hours were more manageable, and she genuinely loved her work. She rented a cozy little apartment from a kind older man named Mr. Peterson, who became more than just a landlord. He was like a father figure, always checking in to make sure the heat was working in winter or that the rent stayed reasonable. When Erica told him she was buying her own place, he beamed with pride. "You're a good kid, Erica," he said, his voice warm with affection. "You deserve something that's truly yours." But even as Erica built her own life, her family never let her fully step away. More specifically, they never let go of her paycheck. For years ago, when Maya started college, an expensive, private college that cost more in a single year than Erica earned in 6 months, her parents came calling. "Erica, we need to talk," her mom said over the phone, her tone heavy with expectation. Maya got accepted to St. Catherine's University. It's an incredible opportunity for her, but the tuition is steep. "We were wondering if you could help us out, just cover half of it. We'll handle the rest." "Just half of it," they said, as if it were pocket change. as if Erica didn't have her own bills, her own dreams, her own life to live. But what could she say? Tell Maya to give up her dream school? Let her parents down? So, with a heavy heart, Erica agreed. For 4 long years, she sent thousands of dollars to her parents every semester, money that could have gone toward her own future, a down payment on her apartment, a vacation, or even just a little breathing room in her budget. Instead, she was tutoring kids every summer to make ends meet, skipping vacations and declining invitations from friends for weekend getaways. Eventually, her friends stopped asking, and Erica couldn't blame them. The hardest year was the one when Erica was saving for her apartment's down payment while still covering Maya's tuition and her own living expenses. There were nights when dinner was nothing but instant ramen 3 days in a row because she'd spent her grocery money on Maya's textbooks. Did her parents ever acknowledge her sacrifices? Did they ever say, "Thank you, Erica, for helping your sister"? Did they ever offer to pay her back or even recognize how much she was giving up? Not once. If anything, they acted like it was her duty, her obligation as the older sister, as if she owed them for being born first. Maya's doing so well in school, her mom would gush over the phone. Her professors adore her, and her grades are fantastic. Erica would bite her tongue, thinking, yeah, because she doesn't have to juggle part-time jobs to pay for her education. Because she can focus on studying while I'm scraping by to cover her rent. But she kept those thoughts to herself, swallowing her frustration and carrying on. Finally, Maya graduated last spring, and Erica thought she was free. She could start saving for herself again, maybe take that long-overdue vacation she'd been dreaming about, or buy new furniture to replace the second-hand pieces in her apartment. But then Maya announced she'd landed a job and needed help finding a place to live. Somehow, that became Erica's problem too. She reached out to Mr. Peterson, who had another property available, a cute 1-bedroom apartment perfect for someone just starting out. The rent was reasonable, but it was still rent, and Erica ended up covering it for Maya. At first, Maya seemed grateful, calling to thank Erica and sharing excited updates about her new job. But as the months went by, the thank yous faded, replaced by a sense of entitlement, as if Erica's help was just expected. Maya's 23rd birthday was approaching, and Erica wanted to do something truly special, something that would make a real difference in her sister's life. After months of brainstorming, she came up with the perfect idea. She'd pay Maya's rent for an entire year in advance, 12 months, fully covered. It was a gift that would give Maya the security to focus on her career without the stress of monthly rent payments. More importantly, it would give Erica a clear end date. After those 12 months, Maya would be on her own, and Erica could finally focus on her own life. She called Mr. Peterson to arrange everything. "That's incredibly generous of you, Erica," he said, his voice full of admiration. "Maya's lucky to have a sister like you." "I just want to give her the best possible start," Erica replied, feeling a spark of hope. They worked out the details, and Erica transferred a huge chunk of her savings to cover the full year's rent. It was a significant sacrifice, but she saw it as an investment in both their futures, Maya's stability and her own freedom. Erica received the payment confirmation and all the paperwork from Mr. Peterson, which she carefully placed in a beautiful envelope, the kind you'd use for a wedding invitation. She wrote Maya's name on it in her best handwriting, imagining the look of joy on her sister's face when she opened it. This wasn't just a gift, it was a lifeline, a thoughtful, practical gesture that would change Maya's life for the better. Maya decided to host her birthday party at their parents' house, since her apartment was too small for all the guests she wanted to invite. It made sense. Their parents had a spacious dining room and a big backyard perfect for a celebration. On Saturday afternoon, Erica drove over, the precious envelope tucked safely in her purse. For once, she was genuinely excited. Family gatherings usually made her anxious, but this time, she had something meaningful to share, something that would show Maya how much she cared. When she arrived, the house was already buzzing with energy. There were cars lining the driveway and spilling onto the street. Maya had invited everyone. Cousins, college friends, neighbors, even people Erica didn't recognize. The atmosphere was festive, but as soon as Erica walked in, She felt that familiar pang of being an outsider in her own family. Maya was flitting around the kitchen in a cute new dress, probably bought with her job money, looking both happy and frazzled as she tried to ensure everything was perfect. "Hey, Maya, happy birthday," Erica said, offering a quick hug. "Oh, hey, thanks for coming," Maya replied, but her eyes were already darting to the living room, where someone was calling her name. Classic Maya, always distracted when someone more interesting was around. Their mom gave Erica a half-hearted hug, the kind that barely qualifies as contact. "Erica, good, you're here," she said. "Maya's been asking about your gift. She's expecting something really special from you." "Well, she won't be disappointed," Erica said with a smile, patting her purse. Her dad nodded at her from across the room, where he was chatting with their uncle, but didn't bother coming over. Typical. For the next hour, Erica made small talk with relatives who only saw her at family events, answering the same old questions about work and her love life, while everyone fawned over Maya's accomplishments. "She's such a smart girl," they'd say. "So proud of her for graduating. That new job sounds amazing." Erica just smiled, thinking to herself, yeah, it's easy to shine when someone else is footing the bill after a delicious dinner of lasagna, garlic bread, and a fancy salad with goat cheese. Everyone gathered around the dining room table. The table was beautifully set, a testament to the effort their parents had put into making the day special for Maya. The mood was warm, filled with laughter and stories, with Maya basking in the spotlight, soaking up every birthday wish. Then their dad stood up and cleared his throat. "Here we go," Erica thought, speech time. "We want to say how proud we are of Maya," he began. At 23 years old, she's already making her mark on the world. Their mom chimed in, tears in her eyes. "Maya, you've grown into such an incredible young woman. Your intelligence and determination got you through college, and now you're starting this amazing career." Erica nearly choked on her water. Determination? What about the thousands of dollars she'd poured into Maya's education? But no, it was all Maya's hard work, apparently. Then her dad continued, "We wanted to give you something really special for this birthday, something to show how proud we are and to help you as you start this new chapter." He walked over to the window and pointed outside. "Happy birthday, sweetheart." There, in the driveway, was a brand new silver car adorned with a giant red bow like something straight out of a movie. Maya screamed, literally screamed, jumped up from the table, and ran outside, with everyone trailing behind her. She was crying and laughing, running her hands over the car as if she couldn't believe it was real. "Oh my gosh. Is this really mine?" she kept saying. "All yours, baby," their mom said, wrapping her in a tight hug. For the next 20 minutes, it was a full-on photo shoot. Maya posed with the car, friends took selfies, and everyone congratulated their parents on such a generous gift. People were posting on social media, making a huge production out of it. Erica stood there, smiling and clapping along, but inside, it hurt. When she turned 23, her parents gave her a card with $50 inside. When she graduated college, they took her to Applebee's. When she bought her apartment, they said, "That's nice," and asked if she needed help moving. But Maya? Maya got a whole car with a bow. Erica pushed down the bitterness. This was Maya's day, not hers. And besides, her gift was going to be incredible too, more practical than a car, more meaningful. Paying rent for a year was a gift that would give Maya real security, something far more valuable than car payments and insurance. When everyone returned inside, Maya was still glowing, sneaking glances at her new car through the window. "Okay," their mom said, clapping her hands. Present time. A few cousins went first, offering typical gifts, clothes, jewelry, gift cards. Maya was polite, but it was clear her mind was still on the car. Then their mom looked at Erica. "Erica, your turn." This was it, her moment. Erica stood up, her heart racing with anticipation, and pulled out the elegant envelope. "Happy birthday, Maya," she said, handing it to her with a smile. Maya took the envelope, her curiosity piqued, and tore it open, pulling out the stack of paperwork from Mr. Peterson. Her face scrunched up in confusion as she flipped through the pages. "What is this?" she asked. "Open it and see," Erica said, grinning. I paid your rent for the next 12 months, a whole year in advance. You don't have to worry about it at all. You can focus on your career and building your future without the stress of rent payments. A few people started clapping politely, but the applause died quickly when they saw Maya's expression. She was staring at the papers like they were written in another language. You paid my rent for a whole year, she said, her voice flat. Isn't that great? Erica said, still hopeful. You can focus completely on your job, no stress about bills. But Maya's face wasn't grateful or excited, it was angry. Are you serious right now? She said, her voice sharp. The room went silent, every eye darting between Maya and Erica. What do you mean, am I serious? Erica asked, her face growing hot. Of course I'm serious. This is a really good gift. Maya stood up, waving the papers in the air. Are you insane? This is the worst gift ever. Erica's mouth dropped open, her mind struggling to process the words. Maya, what's wrong? She managed to say. What's wrong? Maya practically shouted. You're supposed to pay my rent anyway. This isn't a gift, it's just you doing what you're already supposed to do. The room was a graveyard of awkward silence. Cousins stared at their plates, friends scrolled their phones, everyone desperate to avoid the tension. Maya, that's not fair, Erica said, fighting to keep her voice steady. Paying your rent is a huge financial help. No one ever helped me with rent when I was starting out. I don't care what happened to you. Maya shot back. This is my birthday, and you're giving me something that should be automatic. It's like giving me air to breathe and calling it a present. Erica looked around, hoping for someone, anyone, to step in, to tell Maya she was being unreasonable. But no one did. Their mom finally spoke, her tone soft, placating. Maya, honey, calm down. But it wasn't a defense of Erica, it was just an attempt to defuse the situation. No, I won't calm down. Maya snapped, shoving the papers back into the envelope. This is embarrassing. Look what Mom and Dad gave me, a car. A real gift, something special, expensive, and thoughtful. She threw the envelope at Erica, hitting her in the chest before it fell onto the table. Next year, get me something decent, something like what Mom and Dad got me, something that shows you actually care instead of just doing the bare minimum. The silence that followed was deafening. Erica's hands trembled as she picked up the envelope and slipped it back into her purse. Maya, I think you should apologize, she said quietly, her voice barely steady. Apologize for what? Maya scoffed. For having standards? For wanting my sister to actually put thought into my birthday. Their dad cleared his throat. Erica, maybe you should go. Maya's upset, and we don't want to ruin her special day. Erica's heart sank. Wait, I should go, she said, her voice cracking. It might be best, their mom added, not even meeting her eyes. Let Maya enjoy the rest of her party. Erica looked around the table one last time. All these people who'd eaten the food, celebrated Maya's new car, and now sat silently as her parents asked her to leave. Fine, she said, standing up. Happy birthday, Maya. Without another word, she walked out, got into her car, and drove home, her hands shaking with a mix of anger and hurt. When she reached her apartment, she sat in her car for a few minutes, replaying the scene in her head. Years of paying for Maya's college, months of covering her rent, and now this, a gift she'd poured her heart and savings into, dismissed as the worst gift ever. She went inside, collapsed onto her couch, and cried deep, wrenching sobs that left her breathless. It wasn't just sadness, it was anger, frustration, and the crushing realization that she'd been taken for granted for years. As the tears subsided, something shifted in Erica. She was done. For years, she'd waited for her family to see her, to appreciate her sacrifices, to treat her with the same love and respect they showered on Maya. But that night, she realized it was never going to happen. She wasn't the favorite, and she never would be. To them, she was just the reliable older sister, the one who paid for things and then faded into the background. No more. With newfound clarity, Erica grabbed her phone and called Mr. Peterson. Her hands were steady now, her resolve firm. Mr. Peterson, it's Erica, she said. I need to cancel Maya's lease. There was a pause. "Oh, is everything all right?" he asked, concern in his voice. "I have a really important reason for doing this," she said. "I know it's sudden, and I'm sorry for any inconvenience." "Erica, you've been like a daughter to me all these years," he said warmly. "If you need to cancel, there must be a good reason. I'm out of town right now, but I'll be back next week. Let's meet then and work it all out. I won't even charge you a cancellation fee. I've got other people interested in that place anyway. And honestly, after all these years, you've been such a good tenant. I'm happy to help you out." Erica's eyes welled up, but this time it was from relief. "Thank you so much, Mr. Peterson," she said. "You're the best." After hanging up, she turned off her phone and sat in the quiet of her apartment. For the first time in years, she felt like she could breathe. A week passed after the disastrous birthday party, and not a single call came from Maya, their mom, or their dad. Complete silence. Part of Erica kept expecting her phone to ring. Maybe Maya would apologize, or her mom would check in to see how she was doing after being asked to leave. But nothing. It was as if she only existed when they needed her money. On Friday, Mr. Peterson called to say he was back in town. They met at a coffee shop near his office to finalize the lease cancellation. Erica brought him a bottle of expensive cognac as a thank you, knowing it was his favorite. "You didn't have to do this," he said, smiling. "You've been more supportive than my own family," Erica told him, her voice thick with gratitude. "I wanted you to know how much I appreciate you." They sat down, and he pulled out the paperwork. "I'll handle telling Maya she needs to move out," he said. "You don't have to deal with that." "Thank you," Erica said, her voice steady. "I just can't keep doing this anymore." He nodded, his eyes kind. "Sometimes you have to put yourself first, Erica. That's not selfish, it's survival." She signed the cancellation papers, and he handed her a check for the full amount she'd paid. Just like that, thousands of dollars were back in her account, a weight lifted off her shoulders. That evening, as Erica was making dinner, her phone exploded with calls, all from Maya. One after another, 23 calls in 4 hours, but Erica let everyone go to voicemail. Then her parents started calling her mom, her dad, her mom again. She ignored them all, turned off her phone's sound, and slept better than she had in weeks. The next morning at 9 a.m., her doorbell rang. She knew who it was before she even looked through the peephole, her mom, dad, and Maya, standing on her doorstep. Maya's eyes were red and puffy from crying. Erica opened the door but didn't invite them in. "Erica, we need to talk," her dad said, his tone serious. "Mr. Peterson kicked me out." Maya blurted, her voice trembling. "He said you canceled my lease. How could you do this to me?" "You threw my gift back at me and called it terrible," Erica said calmly. "You said it wasn't good enough for you." "I was just upset. I didn't mean it." Maya cried. Their mom stepped forward, her face stern. "Erica, this is vindictive." Maya made a mistake, but kicking her out of her apartment? That's going too far. Erica laughed, a sharp, disbelieving laugh. "Vindictive? I'm tired of being your ATM while you all treat me like garbage." "We don't treat you like garbage," her dad said, but his voice lacked conviction. "Really?" Erica shot back. "When's the last time you called me just to see how I was doing? When's the last time you thanked me for paying thousands of dollars for Maya's college? When's the last time you got me anything for my birthday that cost more than $20? They fell silent. Maya wiped her nose, her voice small. "Look, I'm sorry, okay? I overreacted. But I had to move back in with Mom and Dad because of you." "Good," Erica said, her tone firm. "Maybe now you'll understand what it's like to not have everything handed to you." "Please, Erica," Maya said, tears streaming down her face. "I can't afford my own place yet. I just started this job." "Then you should have thought about that before you told me my gift wasn't good enough," Erica replied. She started to close the door, but her dad put his hand out to stop her. Maya apologized. "What more do you want?" "I want you all to leave me alone," Erica said. They kept arguing, refusing to leave, so she had to physically push them back and shut the door, locking it behind her. She retreated to her bedroom, where she couldn't hear their banging on the door. They called her for days after that, but she blocked their numbers. 2 weeks later, Erica's mom called from an unfamiliar number. Erica, it's Mom, she said quickly, as if afraid Erica would hang up. We've accepted that you won't help with Maya's rent anymore, but we need your help with something else. Erica's stomach dropped. What now? The car we got Maya, her mom said. We had to take out a loan for it and the payments are really high. We can't afford them on our own. Erica couldn't believe her ears. You want me to pay for the car loan? The car you gave her as your gift, in front of everyone. Please, Erica, her mom pleaded. The bank is going to repossess it if we can't make the payments. Then I guess Maya's going to lose her car, Erica said coldly. How can you be so heartless? Her mom cried. She's your sister. She's my sister who told me my gift was terrible and demanded something expensive like what you got her, Erica replied. Well, now she can pay for expensive things herself. She hung up, her hands steady, her heart resolute. That was 2 months ago, and Erica hasn't spoken to her family since. Through her aunt, she's heard bits and pieces. Maya's still living with their parents. The bank repossessed the car when they couldn't make the payments, and Maya's struggling to afford her own place despite her job. Does Erica feel guilty? Not even a little. For the first time in a decade, she's only paying her own bills. She's saving money, planning a dream vacation to Europe next spring, and furnishing her apartment with brand new pieces that make it feel like home. She's living her life for herself, free from the stress, guilt, and constant feeling that nothing she did was ever enough. Maya is 23, with a college degree and a job. She can figure out her own path, just like Erica did. And Erica? She's finally free to build the life she deserves, one where she's no longer just an ATM, but a woman who values herself and her own dreams. What can we take away from Erica's story? It's a powerful reminder that family isn't just about love. It's about respect, gratitude, and fairness. Erica spent years sacrificing for her sister, only to have her efforts dismissed and her generosity insulted. But in standing up for herself, she found something invaluable: her own worth. Sometimes, the hardest but most necessary choice is to put yourself first, to set boundaries, and to walk away from those who take you for granted. Erica's story isn't just about a birthday gone wrong. It's about reclaiming your life, finding your voice, and learning that you deserve to be valued just as much as anyone else. Thanks for joining me for this incredible story. What do you think about Erica's decision? Have you ever had to set boundaries with family? Let me know in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more stories that make you think, feel, and reflect. Until next time, this is Sarah signing off. Please feel free to comment below if you liked this. Remember to like and subscribers for more.